Yo, what's up, YouTube family? I know it's been a little while, man. I'm back, Tony Talk CFB. We back with another one. My bad, that wasn't supposed to go off. But anyways, I know y'all see the thumbnail. I don't need the Tay-Tay fans coming at me, y'all. Stick around to the end. Look, y'all, you see this 1988 baseball pack? We're going to open this up by the end of the video, man. We're going to see if we hit on something. Leave your comment number here, right? And I'm going to end up doing giveaways because I got about like 10 more packs of old players, and I got some select hobby boxes for people that like football, and I do got an eBay sports card store that also has TCG, so let me know. Anyways, today's video is about Kelce, y'all. Before the Tay-Tay fans come at me, look, bro. Me, myself, man. Look, you see that? Tay-Tay on my phone, y'all. All right? She's on my playlist. No, yeah. So don't say I'm a hater. All right. Can you see it? Maybe not. But yeah. Tay-Tay, look. 1989 Fearless Love Story. Yeah, all of it. But everybody knows Travis Kelce's game has been in decline. So that's what this story is going to be about. We're going to talk about him, the high profile with Taylor Swift lately, how the thing's been going with Kansas City amongst the scandals that have been going on. For example, the referee scandals with Patrick Mahomes. Philly just gave him the belt. He had the worst damn game of his life. Taylor Swift is over there with Ice Spice, taking all the fame, taking all the high profile, all the camera views, you know. And have y'all ever been young and played baseball or played any sport, and a girl you really liked or crushed on was watching you and you kind of fumbled the bag? I don't know, man. Hey, maybe even on the older level. I mean, remember, it's levels to this, but it's still the same thing. Human is human. But anyways, thanks for being here, man. Subscribe to the channel, consider doing that, and let's jump into it.
The Kansas City Chiefs always simply find ways to win, y'all. We all know that. Patrick Mahomes is the modern GOAT until Tom Brady did come and give him the belt and reminded him, hey, just because I'm a little older, don't think you got me, little one. In the last 6 seasons, though, the Chiefs have snared 6 conference championship game appearances, 5 AFC titles, and 3 Super Bowl trophies. Coming off 15 regular season victories a year ago, one wouldn't expect head coach Andy Reid's squad to be coming into the year with a campaign of a bitter taste in their mouth. But that's exactly what happened after Philadelphia delivered the blow to them, and their dynasty with a 40-22 offing in the Super Bowl. Clean. That was nasty. I saw Patrick Mahomes throw how many picks though? It was the worst I think I've seen him play. Kansas City's 12-0 mark in one-score games, masked injuries also at wide receiver. You know they had weakness at left tackle, even though he is mobile, but they exposed it, and a diminished pass rush. They got exposed by the Eagles. Brett, the general manager, targeted the team's biggest weaknesses in the offseason. He addressed the left tackle with the addition of free agent Jalen Moore, the former apprentice for Trent Williams in San Francisco. But in the first round, they also got Ohio State's Josh Simmons, which I like, who was projected as a potential top 10 pick before a tendon injury ended the season in last October. He also spent draft picks on defensive line in order to bolster a pass rush, because the pass rush went down from 55 in sacks in 23 to 39 last year, even though they had Chris Jones on that line. The Chiefs need a return to form from Patrick Mahomes because he did struggle with a lack of pass protection and depleted receiver corps. If Travis Kelce, Rashee Rice, Marquise Brown, and others can remain healthy, Kansas City can focus on one objective: returning back to the Super Bowl and avenging February's loss. At the end of the day, Philadelphia stopped them from winning their 3rd Super Bowl in a row. That one hurt him. But mainly, we got Travis Kelce, as a tight end. Let's not forget, he's broken a lot of records. All right, Travis Kelce has, who was it that he passed? He passed for the most 100-yard reception games in Super Bowls. Like, this guy has had great records, and in playoffs, he's been playing good. But these Super Bowl appearances haven't been going his way. Lately, we've been seeing high-profile things. We know his relationship status with Taylor Swift. But Travis Kelce had a lot to say about retiring at his age now. Even though, we all know football players get on the decline in their early 30s. You're already on the decline. For a tight end, well, let's say mid-30s at the most. I mean, you're at a decline then, And let's not forget here, y'all, I'm not trash talking Travis Kelce. We're talking about football. We're talking about obvious things. It's been all over the internet. But here, everybody's free to their own opinion, y'all. And that's just the truth about my channel. You come vibe with me, you do. If you don't, you don't. It is what it is. Life goes on, player. I'm never going to trash talk somebody that was on their way to 3 peats, And like I said earlier, he did surpass Jerry Rice, which was what I forgot about, for the most receptions in Super Bowl histories. And as playoff yard, 100-yard game in playoffs, 100-yard games, Travis has the most 100-yard receiving playoff games in NFL history. Tight end wise, back-to-back Super Bowls, they're the one of only 8 teams to do it, and they're the most games with double-digit deficit comebacks. Since 2022, Mahomes has had a .600 win percentage on games where Chiefs had trailed by double digits. Unmatched recording, playoffs. Like, these guys just broke a lot of records. Most passing touchdowns in the first 8 seasons. Patrick has record for most passing touchdowns in the quarterback in the first 8 seasons, y'all. So I'm not going to trash talk these guys that have broken so many records. This is not what I'm doing. But I am breaking down the fact that we all know Travis Kelce has a high profile relationship. And as far as when it comes to Super Bowl, when it's really counted to get these rings, I mean, we can't just blame him. But Philadelphia did a really good job at exposing him and locking him down. And then that's where we have to say it's a race against time. Can he still play? Can he not? Now, let me tell y'all what his opinion was about it. Travis Kelce was very keen and clear on the fact that he wants a better ending for his career. An 18-point Super Bowl loss, preceded by the worst statistical season of his career, wasn't the way Travis Kelce wanted to ride off into the sunset of his wildest dreams with Taylor Swift, y'all. So the 35-year-old Kansas City Chiefs tight end is back for at least one more season. Quote, I think the biggest thing is that I effing love playing the game of football, the 10-time Pro Bowler and 7-time All-Pro said. I love playing. I still feel like I can play it at a high level, and possibly at a higher level than I did last year. I don't think it was my best outing. And honestly, y'all, I don't disagree with him. He said, I think I let my guys down in a lot more moments than I helped them, especially if you look at my track record and how I've been in the years past, which I just broke down to y'all. I want to give it a good run, he said. I got a bad taste in my mouth in how I ended the last year, which was specifically back to what I said, the 40-22 loss in Philadelphia. How well he was playing and how accountable he was to the people around him. Kelce had 97 receptions last season, which was the second most among NFL tight ends. Las Vegas Raiders' Brock Bowers had 112. However, he only averaged 8.5 yards per catch, which was the lowest of his career. His three touchdown catches also were the fewest of his career. And his first 47 first down receptions were the fewest since 2015, y'all. That's why I say also age, like 2015 and 2025, that's 10 years, y'all. Think about the difference. Kelce had 7 catches for 117 yards and a touchdown in the Chiefs division round win over Houston. I mean, he did good there, but he was held to 2 catches for 19 yards in KC's 3-point win over Buffalo in the AFC Championship game. That game was super important. Then against a tough team, and had 4 catches for only 39 yards in the lopsided Super Bowl loss to the Eagles. Travis Kelce loves the people in Kansas City, the facility, the community. I mean, it's home for him there. He doesn't want to leave that life yet. He put in a lot of hard work. He put in a lot of focus into being the best he can for Kansas City. Quote, he also said, I just feel like there's a responsibility to me and play out this contract that I initially signed to give KC and the Chiefs organization everything that I've got. And that's what I'm going to do, man. He's been trying to stay focused amongst all the scandals. I mean, it's a lot of things on the internet being a professional seeing. The referees always throwing for the Kansas City Chiefs, as everyone says. And, there's just a lot more things, especially his lack of poor performances. Kirk Cousins went through it. We know that. We've seen a lot of people that just had to go through that and maybe just shut the media off for a while, right? But he does feel like he has to come through, and he's going to give it everything he got. Now, would Kelce have retired if the Chiefs had managed to beat the Eagles and become the first team in NFL history to win 30 straight Super Bowls? That would be a record, just like the Dolphins' unbroken record in 72, coming from a Dolphin fan like me in 72 with, undefeated all the way through the Super Bowl. Yeah, all right, you shut up, yeah, Dolphin haters. But, I mean, it would have been a pretty cool way to go out if they would have did that. But he still has love for the game, and I think he definitely would have thought about retirement more if he would have won. He said that even himself. The Eagles' defense effectively took Kelce away from quarterback Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, y'all. Kelce was targeted only twice in the first half and had no catches, y'all. Mahomes didn't complete his first pass to Kelce until there was 3:30 left in the third quarter. Eagles were up 27-0 by then. He just didn't know what it was that game, he said. But it wasn't his best. The more I see clips, me, myself, too, of the film, and then he also said it puts himself in those moments like, damn, what the F? Female fans are surely happy. There will be continued TV shots of Taylor Swift at Chiefs games. And I'm sure, other guys will enjoy Ice Spice too. She might be looking for an athlete herself too. Not throwing no shade, y'all. But, getting to that extent of that point, Travis is Kelce. I respect the heart. But sometimes we have to realize that our age as we come up, the body isn't the same anymore. It doesn't play with the same. You got these defenses are young and souped up coming in, man. And they're hungry, man. They're ready for war. You done won so much. You done got so much. I'm not saying you're not hungry. But then again, now you're with a very high-profile artist, Taylor Swift. A girl that I listen to every now and then. Taylor Swift will be on the stands, but I mean, do y'all think that maybe under the pressure of Taylor Swift watching this man play, he might have folded a little bit, knowing Ice Spice there, his brother's there, his brother being a former player. Also, for what team? Yeah, exactly, right? So, I feel like maybe in some sort of way, having a high profile, always the camera's there, she's there, there's pressure on you. Maybe it could cause him to fumble the bag. Or on the other hand, maybe I'm throwing more to the age where the age is like you're trying to run these routes and all that, but these you dudes are just a bit younger, maybe late 20s, mid 20s, but they're still veterans. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, it's harder to keep up with them. That's just the truth about physicality in these athletic sports on a professional level. I mean, I'm early 30s, which is 30, 31. And I mean, myself, I feel the difference from when I was 25. He's 35. So imagine how he feels from when he was 25, you know? So let's just be realistic. But then again, y'all, I thought about it. I said, when I've played somewhere, something like that, man, shoot. If I got somebody like Taylor Swift watching me from the sideline, I might drop a ball or two, man. You know, my nerve might hit me, man. All this talk around, I'm gonna have so much pressure because of the media. People don't understand how much it affects mentally the players. Joe Burrow even said it. That's why you got to block it all out. But how can you block it all out when you're with such a high-profile celebrity like Taylor Swift? When you watch quarterbacks on Netflix with Jared Goff, Joe Burrow, and all of them, you see their wives. You know, respect to them. God bless them boys for their struggles and how they admit everything. But at the same time, we all see like how they have to stay away from the media. None of them are with high-profile celebrity women. Imagine Kelce, he is. So just imagine the things he has to go through on an everyday basis. I'm not saying it's not true love, it probably is, but at the same time, just imagine everything he has to go through when it comes to that. So can it be one of the reasons in his decline? Is he not hungry anymore, or is his age just giving out on him? I would throw more for the age, but I would also say that Taylor Swift could play a role in part of his decline, because sometimes when we get in a relationship and we're so madly in love, we're a little bit older, we don't train as hard. Okay, it's not about Tay. We just start slacking a bit more. You know, we're just more settled in money wise, financially, life wise, mentally wise. You know, we got more around us. Who knows what they really go through behind the scenes, but from the looks of it, they're there. I'm so glad Taylor Swift keeps supporting them. We're going to see them for another season since he's coming back. This season is going to be lit. I can't wait for it. Miami Hurricanes stand up. I appreciate y'all being here, you know, but give me y'all opinions and thoughts on this, man. You know, Patrick Mahomes and them have been the New England Patriots of the modern days. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift has probably been the most high profile relationship for a football player and a woman as of today. So, you know, and I told y'all the records he broke. So that guy's a GOAT, man. No matter what, he's a legendary GOAT, y'all. You know? So now at this point, that's what I'm going to say. I want to hear your opinion on it. What side would you throw on? Do people just start slacking because they get with a certain person? You know, maybe or is it just their body wears out on them? I mean, I would expect them more on an O lineman or a running back. A tight end still, because, you know, you do some blocking, you do some route running too. But it's a big dude too, man. It's 35, man, in football, man. That's just brutal. You know? We see it in UFC and boxing sometimes too, the age difference in cardio or BKFC. Like, you'll see the age difference, just the cardio, man. It's just, it makes a big difference, you know? But then again, like the fact that you'll have a good game against Houston and then it'll be like something different later. So, you know, so I'm just saying, I think when the pressure's really on, having that high profile there could take a toll mentally and affect the game. Or I feel like Kelsey's just on the decline and maybe his retirement is due. Only one way to find out would be the season coming up, y'all. And I'm going to be here, keep making videos. I really believe Kansas City's run game affected them. They only averaged 4 yards per play last season. I mean, Pacheco, I love him as a player and his season and his story. They ranked 29th in the league, you know, but a fractured fibula limited his games to 7 games. Kareem Hunt started the season on his sofa, but was in the starting lineup by week 5, and he led the team in rushing. While both returned to the backfield this season, the Chiefs are hoping for a big playability from free agent Elijah Mitchell. Also to watch for is Xavier Worthy, y'all. Xavier Worthy with the trio and the other receivers they have with Rice, Brown, and Xavier Worthy. But the injuries have kept the trio from ever appearing on the field together. A knee injury in week 4 ended Rice's season after he averaged 96 yards per game through 3 weeks, y'all. Brown played in 5 games, including the postseason, with 14 catches for 141 yards. And Worthy delivered a breakout performance as a rookie, raising expectations for this group if everyone stays healthy. Now, with healthy wide receiver corps and addressing the O-line, you help Patrick Mahomes in this type of way, man, this guy is going to be a beast. Defense, of course, needs to win as well and put more pressure on their quarterbacks that they're going up against too as a D-line. But that O-line to protect your masterpiece and that run game has to get going. Kansas City with an elite run game is something not a lot of people can beat. And you have these receiver corps that are actually great receivers. It's just the injuries have kept them from being a trio. Now that they will be that, I really believe the spotlight will be on Xavier Worthy, y'all. Kelce will be out there. Now remember, we're going to see how his performance is. We're going to enjoy Taylor Swift for another year. You know, I bet you she even helped these ratings, I bet, y'all. Like, I can guarantee that. I think I read that she helped the ratings in the NFL, too. Like, you know, but at the same time, they're going to pack these stadium's up, and that's just what it's gonna be. But after this season, we're gonna realize, man, is it time to move on from Kelce? I know Chiefs don't want to hear it, but sometimes it's time to get a young, new, raw tight end. You know, let's just say if Tyler Warren would have went to Kansas City and got into that NFL rhythm, or Colston Loveland, let's just be, hypothetical here. But yeah, I'm looking for Xavier Worthy, y'all. He's really looking good here. The O line is where we have to really question it, but at the end of the day, Joe Tooney and center Creed Humphrey earning first team Pro All honors, and right guard Trey Smith receiving his first Pro Bowl nod. The struggles were weak at tackle. However, rookie Kingsley Suamatia and others struggled before Tooney was kicked outside the tackle late in the season to stabilize the situation. I mean, anytime you got to move guards to tackle the guards, and you got to fix that, just fix the tiny bit of problem you got in that O line. The Eagles ran all over it. And let's watch Xavier Worthy for these explosive plays. Let's see if Kelce can keep up with these guys and these younger guys, if it's not his age for real, or if it's not just him growing cold feet because the love of his life is on the sideline and she's one of the biggest superstars America's ever known. I really appreciate y'all being here once again. I'm trying to build a life. I'm trying to change my life. I'm trying to build back to it. I told y'all we would open up this Topps pack. So now we're going to jump right into that and see if we hit for some old baseball. I also got a sports card store. I'm about to do some live auctions on whatnot on sports cards. I also got TCG, y'all. So thank y'all so much for the love. Subscribe. Shout out to the Tay Tay fans. I F with Tay Tay too, man. And I hope she keeps supporting and just keep bringing Ice Spice over there. Watch out. Don't let Stephon Diggs get her, man. Yeah. Tony Talk CFB. Let's get it. What's up, everybody? Damn reflection on my glasses, y'all. But I told y'all we were gonna open up this Don Russ baseball leaf, 1988. I'm getting it with y'all, Diamond Kings. Let's see if there's something good in here, man. Let's see if there's something worth ripping in here. We're gonna rip it together. And appreciate y'all staying for the video, man. Keep growing with me, man. Keep growing with me, man. Trying to make a turnaround, man. And it ain't been easy, but hey, it ain't been hard if you really want it, right? Okay, so what we got here when you open up, look, pieces number 55. It's like a puzzle. Look, y'all, it's like a puzzle right here. You see that? Hall of Fame, Perez. Pieces number 55, 56, complete all 60 pieces to complete puzzle. Oh, okay. This is some old, we're not going to complete that puzzle. All right, we got Nolan Ryan, pitcher with the Astros. We got Ricky Henderson. Dave Smith, Jose Oquendo, Vicente Palacios, rated rookies. You see how the rated rookies used to look, y'all? Look at these. Rated rookies used to look just like that. Vince Coleman, that's not too bad, right? Vince Coleman, I mean, but we got to see if there's any MVPs here. Rick Lee, Geronimo Baroa, Bobby Thigpen, Benito Santiago, Marty Barrett, and Jim Wynn, y'all. Chicago White Sox, Don Russ. So from the looks of these cards right here, when you look at them, there really ain't no different design in here. I don't think we really hit on nothing like that. But there is kind of like for the rated rookies, though, maybe we might. But like Bobby Thigpen and these guys that I know, that's what we're going to do, y'all. Vince Coleman. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do something like that. Yeah, y'all see the Marlins been snapping, y'all. Stop playing. Nolan Ryan. So that's what it was, y'all. Dumb love, man. I appreciate it, man. The next video finna drop soon. Probably next week or something, man. I've been off, man. I appreciate y'all riding with me, man. Mentally, sometimes we gotta be aware, check on your peoples. And it's all dumb love, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Leave your comments in the comment section.